Hello, everyone. Survey Points Manager plugin. First, we'll begin by clicking the plugin icon. Here the program has started. Point import operation. From the home page, click the Import button. The point import process consists of two sections. First, selecting the file. Second, file settings. Then click Display. The points will appear here, in the points list. You can search for a point or delete all, undo, or redo. You can insert a table into the drawing, or insert points into the drawing, or export them in any supported format. Here is the point counter. We start by selecting the file. For example, a CSV file. Next, we'll choose the desired format, for example 5 columns. Here, the program assumes 5 columns, but you can select whatever you need. Here the full file path appears. When you hover over it, notice that the file type is displayed in bold. Click Display. As you can see, the points are now listed in the points list. Here, as you can see, the points list, and below it, the point counter. It shows the total number of points. From the points list, you can do a lot. You can edit a point directly without any complexity. If you delete or add points, you will find that the point counter updates immediately. Here, a point was deleted, and you can undo the deletion. You can perform a search by any component of a point. Here, as you see, we searched using a decimal from the elevation, and to refine it further, like this. Here the results appeared, anything containing 992. They're now displayed. You can reach me at ahmedalsayed.work or contact me on About page. You can delete all points, and you can undo that deletion. You can insert a points table, and you can adjust the table settings. The settings consist of 2 tabs: Layer Settings and Data Settings. Now, let's insert the points. Points inserted. View zoom to drawing center. Here you notice the plugin speed and how the layers are created. The point layer and the point number layer. You can turn off the display. From settings, you can modify layers, such as name or color. Here, we'll create a table for the points. Notice that the table's data and columns match the points list. You can control the number of columns from settings. Now, you can export the points in any format the plugin provides. Let's choose TXT delimited. You can configure the file format. Select the destination and click Save. The data has been exported. Notice the speed of the full file extraction with precision. Complete file, all accurate. You have the freedom to choose the file format that suits you. Notice here, we chose 3 columns only to display. Only P, E, and N are shown. Omitting the rest. You'll find this change is applied everywhere, including tables. Only 3 columns are displayed. Note that settings are organized in tabs. You can modify or revert to defaults. For the table, when you create a table, a dedicated style is created, so you can control its settings independently, without affecting the default or existing project styles. It also gets its own layer. This covers everything related to importing points. Next, we'll move on to exporting points, which has 3 picking modes. First, manual picking under the points section. Second, automatic picking also under points section. And finally, smart picking under the object section for blocks and texts. We'll start here with manual point picking. Notice here, this is the next point counter. You can search and edit for points. Before picking, there are no layers. When you click Pick, layers are created. A layer for the point and another for the point number are created. When you pick a point, it's recorded immediately in the points list. To end picking, click Pick again. This covers the explanation of manual point picking. Here is a set of points. Not sure if you can see them. When you click Automatic Capture, you'll be prompted for a start point. This is important to ensure sequential numbering. You can type it or pick it from the drawing. This point is used in equations to make working in the field easier. For those using a total station, you can edit the starting point by clicking the Options button. Click Auto Pick again. Select the points. Then press Enter. The points are now placed in the points list. Notice how the points are ordered and numbered relative to the start point. You'll see them all arranged this way, from nearest to farthest. We use simple examples to illustrate how it works. An example of each point picking mode. We'll now move on to smart picking. It picks blocks and texts. There are important picking settings, including the start point, which you can pick from the drawing or enter manually. Here, we'll pick it from the drawing. Note that a block has an insertion point, meaning its origin point. So we'll pick from the block's origin point. First time you click on Smart button, you must complete settings. And after pick starting point, the settings reopen to confirm your configuration. Then close the settings. You can reopen settings via the Options button. Click Smart Pick, choose Blocks. Then press Enter. You will see the selection results. This section tells you that 14 blocks were selected. When you check this box, it means you want to add only blocks. Sometimes the blocks come with texts. So choose what to add to the drawing. Next, decide what to do with the selected blocks. Delete them. Move them to a new layer, or leave them as is. You have full control here. We chose Delete. Then click the Insert Points button. The blocks were deleted and replaced with points and their numbers. This is Smart Select, which works with blocks and texts, but not with points. You can add a point as you wish and notice it is added immediately to the point counter. To delete it, select the row and press Delete on the keyboard. We'll move on to texts. This scenario may occur with some devices that export text only or only texts are available. Click Pick Start Point again and pay attention here. You mustn't use a previous start point because it will number points from the previous position. This will cause a big issue where all texts are numbered based on another start point. Pick Starting Point. Click Smart again. OK, now we select all texts and press Enter. Here it shows you selected 12 texts. We choose the Delete action. And boom, points added to the points list. Notice the ordering of points relative to the start point. You can insert points table. Conversion process. If you want to export points to any format supported by the plugin, CSV for example, notice the file name is unique. We can open it in Excel or Notepad. Notice I'm switching AutoCAD versions here in this demo to prove that the plugin supports AutoCAD versions 2015 through 2026. Settings. Settings page consists of two tabs. Note that no plugin-specific layers exist. First, layers and points for adjusting. Layer names, colors, and point marker size and shape. You can also change the point number size. Second, data for set tables and history. In this example on layer settings, we'll rename the point layer. Notice the Save button activates and the Undo button appears. You must save any changes you make, or click Restore Default Settings. Change layer color from this colored box. Then clicking Save. You must press Save to test the new changes on settings. Go to Export and click Manual Capture. Done. The color and shape of the point have changed. If you open Layers, you will find the name you changed, point options. For example, look here. A drawing may have its own default settings, but the plugin has its own settings. As soon as you start the first pick, you'll see these plugin settings applied, and they update continuously. Here too, absolute and relative units for the point show what's been selected and activated. The Data tab includes tables and their properties, and the history. The history records all import and export operations. Let's take a look at tables and how to work with them. Tables have a custom style. As you see, no style is set yet. Watch carefully what happens when inserting a points table. And here's the plugin's table style created, as recorded in settings. The plugin's table style ensures no conflicts with other project styles. You can set the number of rows before creating a new table. You can change the table title. Here we'll change it, for example, and type export points. And save the changes. You'll see the change when inserting a new table. Insert a table, and notice the title has changed. As we set in settings, you can control which columns display. In this simple example, we removed elevation and description, so only 3 columns are inserted, as configured. Whatever's in the points list. You can remove the title entirely. I removed the title and created the table. These are simple settings you can modify as you wish. For the history, the maximum is set to 5,000 entries. You can increase that number. The history preserves any import or export, operation type, and file format. It shows the number of points you imported or exported, and it gives you the date of the operation with a timestamp, so you can review your work. You can search any operation, name, date, type, or action. You can delete the entire history and undo that deletion. History saved in your PC. Contact me on ahmedalsayed.work.